Hi, I'm Gail for Kids Everywhere, and thank you guys for consigning. I want to talk to you a little bit about consigning items that aren't clothing, that aren't hung, and how to attach tags to those items so that the tags stay put and your tags don't accidentally end up on somebody else's item that's really similar to yours if they fall off. So let me show you a couple examples. This book is tagged so well. I was really thankful to see it. They wrote the word book on the tag, and then they attached the tag with blue painter's tape to all four sides really well. This one says, in quotes, me Jane book, so that's great, but the little piece of tape is really likely not to stick, and that tag's very likely to come off. So we'll attach more tape around all four sides of that tag, but we want to encourage you guys to do it all the way around and to write the word book on all book tags. Books can't have any scribbles or missing pages. And then I want to show you, when you attach tags to items, you really want to put all the parts and pieces in a Ziploc bag, seal the Ziploc bag across the top with packing tape, and zip tie the tag to the item. The tag should have a little piece of Scotch tape on the corner before you hole punch it, and then you zip tie it to the item. And then if they have a string cord, make sure the string cord is also zip tied nicely. I'll show you one more example. So see how they did the string cord so nicely with the zip tie? You really want to do that. And then they zip tied the tag to the item. This item should not have a tag attached with tape. It really needs to be zip tied. You have to use zip ties anytime they're possible. Don't use safety pins when you can use a zip tie, okay? Safety pins are only for items that have no way to attach a zip tie. And packing tape is only for items that have no way to attach a zip tie, okay? Blue painter's tape is only for items that would get damaged if you used packing tape. And here are some items where they did such a good job because they would get damaged if you put the tag with blue painter's tape or packing tape on them. So for wooden puzzles, it really helps to wrap them with saran wrap or put them in a Ziploc bag and then tape the tag. And it helps us a lot when we scan if your QR code is not taped over. So this person just taped over the one part of the tag with packing tape, and this person did the top of the tag with packing tape. So they did a great job. Puzzles do so well if you wrap them with saran wrap or stick them in a Ziploc. This puzzle was also done really well. It's in a box. You could saran wrap it if you needed to, but you can just tape it the same way you tape books with blue painter's tape around it. You mark it complete, so you count the parts and pieces, mark it complete, and then seal it with blue painter's tape on the edge so that the parts and pieces don't end up all over our floor. We really like it if you put a Ziploc bag of the parts and pieces inside before you seal it, so there's no way they can slide out of the little corners and stuff, because you won't believe how many game pieces we find at the end of our sale or during our sale inside our bins and stuff. This is an example of the helmet. They didn't tape it to the helmet, which was good. They zip tied it to the helmet instead. So like I said, anytime you can use a zip tie, please hold a tape, hole punch, then zip tie to the item. Here's a doctor kit we just got in. All the parts and pieces are literally just stuck inside it. They did put a Ziploc with some of them, but not all of them. So there's these three things with this doctor's kit, and all three need to be zip tied to the handle of the doctor kit so that the person buying it can see what comes with it, and so these can't be separated from this kit, because these are going to end up in some other, a purse or something. Kids play with them, they stick them in things just because they think it's fun, and then we don't have the parts and pieces to the doctor's kit and the seller is mad at us. But this is not really our fault. This should have been zip tied to the item. So watch when you consign that you zip tie everything to the item and attach it. And the Ziploc bags also need to be sealed. A kid's gonna play with this and pull all these parts and pieces straight out of this Ziploc. All you needed to do was attach a piece of packing tape right here where the zipper is, right before the zipper, and it won't be able to be opened by little hands. So that'll help you with that. This large set, walk it over. They did a good job. They zip tied, they claim ticketed, which is great, because to get this and all your clothes and all your purchases through the line is too hard. So they did the claim ticket, which is great. But these ziplocs should have been zip tied to the item. And the reason is this is gonna end up with somebody else's set, because some kid's gonna pull this off, leave it on the floor, and we're gonna just put it with whatever set we think it went with, but we don't really know. So you need to zip tie this to this item if at all possible. And there are legs and stuff, there's holes in this, so you could have zip tied it through this hole. It might take 2 zip ties, but you really want to zip tie these bags, and they didn't seal the bag. So please seal your bags with packing tape and then zip tie them. This item came into this sale and all the pieces are literally just sitting on it. And you guys, we have a bunch of kids that come shop, and it's not the kids' fault that they play with this and they leave these parts and pieces all over the store. They shouldn't be playing with our stuff, but they do, they're children. And so all of these pieces need to be in a Ziploc, and then the Ziploc needs to be sealed with packing tape, and then it needs to be zip tied to the item, okay? So please make sure all parts and pieces are well contained in a way that a kid can't just open the Ziploc bag and dump it out, because kids like to dump, right? So keep your stuff secure and it won't get scattered all over the sale, and it won't end up with the wrong person's item instead of yours. I brought this learning walker to show you. I was so excited. They zip tied the phone. Perfect. A lot of people leave the phone just sitting right here where it can come off. And sometimes people consign these without the phone, and your phone's going to end up with theirs if you didn't zip tie it to it. Just zip tie to it. One extra step makes all the difference for us and makes us feel so much more comfortable about consigning your items. Let's see what's next. This is the best. I loved it. So when you guys have Hot Wheels or big, tall items, this is just a clear garbage bag. They zip tied it shut. They zip tied the tag to it. They used packing tape on the top of the tag first, and then hole punched it, and then zip tied it to the item. And that's going to keep this all contained perfectly, and the seller can see that it was all together. It's a nice complete set, and they'll buy it really fast. And those bags aren't very expensive. They work just as well if they're thick enough as a big Ziploc, like a 5-gallon Ziploc. You can use them instead. Here we've got this. They did the same thing really well. All the parts and pieces are in there, in this bag, zip tied shut, and then they taped the tag to it. Great job. That thing is awesome. Let's see. Got my chair. I wanted to show it to you because they zip tied the tag and they zip tied the bag. Your bag has to be zip tied to your packing place, your camp chairs. All parts and pieces need to be attached such that the person can't, a kid or somebody can't stick it on the wrong item but by accident. Or a crew member just because they think your pack and play cover goes with a different pack and play that didn't come in with the cover. And let's see, one more item. This bassinet came in and this bag wasn't attached at all. It was just sitting in it. It's black. I wouldn't even have known it went with this bassinet, but one of the crew members saw it come in and they attached it for me with a zip tie. Again, this is a big item, hard to get through the line, so it gets claim ticketed and put out on the sales floor because it's heavy, hard to move. So thank you guys for watching. That's how to secure your tags well. Do a great job. That way your stuff gets sold under your code and doesn't end up with somebody else's stuff. You get all your parts and pieces back if it didn't sell, and the customer is super happy that all the parts and pieces were in it because you counted them, you marked it complete, you attached them all well, you sealed them shut, and they're not dumped out and end up all over the store. So thanks so much for consigning, and we'll see you at drop-offs.